Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Alberg, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can grow your podcast authority, generate leads, and convert with ease. Today's tip is get creative to generate more leads with your podcast. I think we're all pretty familiar with the standard route, right? Create a lead magnet, build a funnel, promote it on your show. It's a tried and true strategy and it can work. But here's what I see happening way too often. Podcasters create these freebies, toss them into an episode without context, and they're wondering why they're not converting. Your lead magnet should be relevant to the episode topic, and it has to be valuable to your listener. Otherwise, it's just noise. But in today's episode, it's not just about lead magnet funnels. It's about fresh ways to generate leads that don't rely on the same tired formula. I'm going to give you 4 today. The first option is one that I wasn't a fan of, and I'm not really a fan of this across the board. So why the hell am I sharing this with you? Well, because one of my clients is using it and killing it with this strategy. Before I go any further, I want to make sure that you don't take this tip and turn your show into a self-serving piece of garbage. So listen to episode 138 if you're thinking about doing this. Okay, enough with the caveats. The strategy is to invite your ideal client as a guest on your show. Like I said, using your podcast as a networking tool can quickly make your podcast unappealing, but if you do it right, it can pay off. One of my clients has this strategy nailed down. He brings on high-ticket prospects, people who are perfect for his service. And after the episode, he thanks them by offering a guest-only trial of his SaaS product. And guess what? Nearly every one of them converts. They've already spent an hour with him, they trust him, and that trial he offers them seals the deal. It's practically a slam dunk every time. This strategy only works, though, if your show has a decent following. Why would a busy decision maker agree to be on the show if it doesn't serve them, right? High-ticket clients won't want to come on your show if it looks amateurish or if your audience isn't a good fit for them. This means that your audience has to provide real value to the listener. So make sure your podcast is in good shape if you're trying this out. Another thing that makes it work so well is that he vets and pre-interviews his guests before recording. So it's a little more time-consuming, but at this conversion rate for the lifetime value of his future client, it's totally worth it. The second lead generation strategy I see podcasters really crushing it with is extending the podcast experience with an exclusive community or fan club. You can make it free or paid, but the idea is to get listeners to opt in for more access to you and your content. There are a lot of different platforms that you can host your community on, and you should pick one that is aligned with your target demographic. One of my clients is experiencing great success with a private community on Skool. Listeners can join to get more in-depth resources, ask questions, and connect directly with the host and the founder of the company. It gives them a chance to really nurture leads and identify those hot leads who are ready to become clients. And guess what? The community gets so much value out of it too. They're doing the heavy lifting of sharing the podcast, sharing each other's content, and pushing each other to stay engaged. It's an awesome way to turn listeners into leads who are fully engaged with your brand. Okay, so that's 2. We've talked about having your top leads on your show as a guest and encouraging leads to connect through a community or fan club. My third lead gen idea is through a contest. Yeah, free stuff. It works every time. But unlike your lead magnet that is free for everyone at any time, this strategy introduces chance and luck. Have you ever not known you want something until you have a chance to win it? And then when you don't win it, you absolutely have to have it, so you just go out and buy it anyway. Contests are the OG of lead generation, but a lot of people get this wrong. They throw out random prizes that attract anyone and everyone, like a $50 Amazon gift card. That's a waste of your time. You want a prize that only your ideal client would want. For example, one of our clients offers a scholarship to her program, sponsored by a past client. People have to sign up and complete an application for their chance to win. Here's the kicker. Everyone who enters is a hot lead. They learned about the program and took the time to complete the application. They want her program, and even if they don't win, they're likely to sign up later because they've already shown interest. They've already committed to the program in their head. So if you want to use a contest to attract new leads, make sure that the prize is something only your ideal client would want. My last lead generation strategy for podcasters is to turn audience engagement into a lead gen opportunity. This one is simple, but powerful. We always encourage our clients to use their podcast to build a relationship with their listeners. Most turn to social media to do this, which is great. But if you want to generate leads, why not get listeners to opt in to engage? This might look like a simple form on your website, or a chatbot, or a social media lead capture tool where they submit their question for you to answer on your show. Or it could be a place for them to share a story and be featured on your show. Another option is to host a virtual meetup, a lunch and learn, or a Q&A session that they have to register for. You get fresh content ideas straight from your audience, and you're building a list of engaged listeners who are even more likely to become clients once they've seen their connection to you blossom. I've really only scratched the surface with these 4 lead generation ideas for your podcast by sharing what I see my clients winning at. 1 is inviting potential clients to be guests. Be careful with that one. Creating a community for listeners. Number 3, running a contest. Or number 4, optimizing your audience engagement. Now, one last thing. These strategies only work if you're attracting the right audience. If your podcast isn't filled with your ideal listeners, none of these lead gen tactics will move the needle for your business. So make sure your show aligns with your business goals. And I hope that's just the tip you need. Not sure if your podcast is bringing in the right listeners? Download my free podcast audit. The link is in the show notes. This quick 6-step diagnostic tool will help you determine if you're ready to turn on the lead generation tap, or if you need to realign your podcast listeners with your ideal client. Because your podcast can generate quality leads when your show is perfectly aligned with your business. Get your free podcast audit instantly by using the link in the show notes or at podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Olberg. See ya!